Good evening and welcome to the fourth edition of Inside Camp Delta. The week's about winding down. It's Thursday afternoon, a hot day here on the practice field, one day away from full pads. James, we're going to talk about the playmakers on the offensive side. Yesterday we hit on the safeties. Today it's going to be the offense, the wide receivers and the running backs, the tight ends. James, what is the big key of this group, a high explosive offense, kind of what makes them go in the specialist unit?
Well, running backs, you're going to see a three-headed monster: Tim Floyd, DeJuan Belair, Justin MacArthur. You could probably see the top stats guy for a game rush for about 75 yards a game and add another 30 to 40 yards in receiving. And that's not even talking about the further down the depth chart. Several guys are going to get carries, several guys are going to get receptions. And then if you go to the outside, back is Ricky Hunt, all first team Gulf South Conference. He had led the conference in receptions with 68 grabs, 7 touchdowns, and Casey Osborne had 64 grabs and 8 scores. And that's not even talking about it. Even our third guy, Patrick Bethley, had 40 grabs. He scored 6 times. We're just going to have a lot of guys grabbing the ball, rushing it, and scoring a lot. It's wide open, our offense. We don't favor one particular person. It's just going to be share the wealth. Whoever's open is going to get the ball.
And one thing about this group is kind of their versatility. You got guys on the outside that can stretch the field wide. You got guys that can stretch the field to the inside. What's kind of key that makes this group go? Who's the X factor of this bunch?
X factor is probably going to be a guy, Colin Floyd, Jarvis York, guys who can play inside and outside. Casey Osborne, we know what he can do on the outside. Kalen Shaw is a newcomer who's a big, tall, long receiver. Comes here from California. He can play the outside. He's going to be opposite Casey Osborne and helping to lift the defense on both sides of the ball, opening up underneath for Ricky and Patrick. Running back's going to be wide open also. If we get these guys running deep, all of our receivers, at least a little swing pass or a little dump over the middle for our running backs and our tight ends. It gives a lot of versatility to this offense.
You talk about year 2. We're going into year 2 with the same quarterback, and that's going to be Tyler Sullivan. Kind of describe his game in the play of these wide receivers. What kind of elements does his game kind of help elevate these guys' games?
I think Tyler's game works very well for the wide receivers. He's got a very quick release, very strong arm. On these 20-yard and under throws, he's got a fastball that can get to the receiver. He can fit in a very tight window. And if our receivers get open deep, he's got the arm who can deliver it. Travis Champion, our backup quarterback, has got the same set of skills. We love to throw the ball deep. We love to lift the top off the defense. A lot of these fade routes down the sideline. It's what got Casey Osborne 8 touchdown grabs and 64 receptions on the season. Both he and Ricky Hunt were at about 850 yards receiving apiece. That's 1,700 between 2 guys.
And you talk about this offense, another element that they had the hammerback, they had the tight end position. What are these guys kind of doing in that position to kind of elevate the offense a little bit more athletic guys in those positions?
That hammerback's a very interesting mix that we didn't utilize too often last year, but we got a guy, a Cleveland native in Eddie McCadney, who is a different body structure than the rest of the running backs. He's taller, he's bigger through the shoulders, he's a big back. He's kind of what you would typically see in an I formation offense. He's not that little scat guy who's going to make a lot of people miss. He's just going to run over you. He gives you that change of pace when you need the guy that tough yard on 3rd and short, 4th and shorter at the goal line. He just gives you a little bit more versatility and add a couple extra pages to the playbook.
Yeah, we talk about the play of the wide receivers as the plays are being made right next to us, almost running into our cameras. It seems like these guys kind of want to stretch the field. Is that something that we're going to see a lot this year, or are they going to be more of a go routes, or is it going to be ins and outs, kind of intricate plays?
It's going to be a lot of in and out, and you're going to see a lot of swing passes to the slot receiver, a lot of swing passes to the running backs, and you're going to see the outside receiver blocking a lot. These wide receivers have to realize that half their game is blocking and the other half is making plays themselves. It goes to the sharing the ball concept. Somebody else is going to get open. You got to make a block to spring them for the long run.
That'll be it for day 4 of Inside Camp Delta. We broke down the wide receivers and running backs today. Tomorrow we're going to break down the linebackers, and that'll be before our camera gets destroyed this afternoon. Thank you. You've been watching Go Statesman TV.